Hello, my friends. Welcome. Jill Ortiz here in my empowered fitness community for women over 40 looking to get energized, confident, and strong, struggling with hormonal changes and needing some help with your fitness, nutrition, hormones, all the like. And I am here today to answer all of your burning questions on these topics. So if you have a question while we're on here live, let me know, say hi, drop it in the comments. If you're watching on the replay, go ahead and drop your comments below in our Facebook group or email me or drop a comment on my YouTube, wherever you're watching from. And let's get right down to it. So if you're new to our group, welcome. I know we had over a dozen or so ladies come in this week. And what happens in this group is this is a really great place for you to get to know me, for me to get to start knowing you, and to get some resources and some first steps as to how do we get answers? How do we get support? What are the options? What can you do to take steps and get going in the right direction? And hi, Nikki. How are you? Hi, Cynthia. So say hi. Let's see. I am going to find my little spreadsheet here. So what I do is I come in here twice a week live. Mondays, I do my motivation pep talk because I know you all need it. That's what you tend to say, and I'm going to go through it again today. I know many of you said what's holding you back from getting results in your fitness and nutrition is motivation. And so every Monday I do a motivational pep talk. They are all on my YouTube channel. Facebook only keeps them for 30 days and then deletes them. And so I keep them on my YouTube channel if you want to go back and binge watch those and get super motivated. They all have calls to action, ways that you can start taking action to get results, which is super motivating, right? And then on Wednesdays, we do our Q&A sessions. And if you don't have any questions live, what I do is I actually pull the questions from your entry into our group. So the newest ladies who've come into the group in the last week, I'll be answering the questions that they mentioned that they have, because quite often we all have the same questions. So it's really good to be able to answer them for all of you and see what's holding you all back. And I appreciate when you share these things with me, because it gives me exactly what I need to be developing new tools for you and helping you get past these hurdles. What I do encourage you is, if you have not had a call with me, I was gone in Italy the last 2 weeks, and I was in the Bahamas the week before then. And so I encourage you to set up a call with me if you haven't had one, so that we can go over your personal journey, your personal struggles, your personal goals, and figure out a plan of action together that fits you, right? Isn't it nice to be heard? It's nice because, especially because these calls are free. I don't charge for them. And so it's an opportunity for us to see if we'd be a good fit to work for each other, with each other. And if so, then we can talk about some options as to what we can do together. So hi, Heather. Heather, let's chat. All right. So with regards to what's holding us back, let's go through the whole list of them. So Patricia Ann says that work, time, and motivation are holding her back. And I know we all have to work. We all struggle with time management. We all have more things that we want to accomplish in the day than hours that we have to do those things. I feel this on the daily. I've got laundry sitting in my dryer from like 3 days ago, and I just keep pretending like I don't know what's there, waiting for my husband to take care of it. And, the house needs to be cleaned. The children need to be fed. I already took my son to the orthodontist. I went to the vet to go get more meds for my doggy. I took my kiddo to get smoothies for him and his brother and his dad. And so I've already done a lot for other people today, which puts me behind with all the things that I need to do. But what I will tell you is the biggest thing that's helped me is that I woke up at like 5:30 this morning, because I went to bed early last night, and I forewent the rest of my TV show, and I saw the clock and I said, okay, turn it off, gotta get to bed. Got up early, got my workout done, planned my nutrition for the day. Those are my priorities because I've got goals, and I got the stuff that I really needed to do for me first done, right? And if I got to work really hard to focus on getting my work stuff done, I do as much as I can each day, and some things just go to the wayside each day. And so we have to make time for the things that are major priorities for us. And if your health and your wellness and your peace of mind and your confidence in yourself are not something you're prioritizing, then you've got to start taking a look at your day and where you're wasting some time, right? I know that some of us have demanding work schedules and lots of family stuff going on, but we have to build in that time. We have to make that time for our health, for our well-being, and for our learning as to what's changing and what we need to do about it. So I'm not much of an excuse taker, nor am I an excuse maker. And so I think if we can find that motivation within you, Patricia Ann, I think we can find that time to get a little bit in there. And what's also cool is that I've found in building fitness programs that my clients can get incredible results working 10 or 20 minutes a day. And that is not a lot of time. If you could get up 10 or 20 minutes earlier in the morning and you can get a strength training workout in every single day, doing that for 10 or 20 minutes, that is going to build up over time and make a massive difference versus saying, well, I can't get an hour in, so I'm going to get nothing in, right? That's not going to ever help you. And so let's actually go through Patricia's question as well. She says, why am I so tired and not motivated? And Patricia Ann, you just haven't asked yourself the question, am I okay staying the way I am? Or will I do what it takes to make change happen? And once you ask yourself that question, I think many of you who are struggling with what you think is motivation to make changes, I think you're going to discover that no, not okay with where I am, right? I go through that too. There's just times I'm like, you ever go through your closet, but like nothing fits. I'm not okay with this. I got to change something, right? If we just sit there and whine and complain about the things we don't like, but don't take the action to change them, then obviously nothing changes and you stay miserable. So would you rather sit in your misery or would you rather feel good by making change? And so starting to take action and making change and knowing that nothing changes if you don't change anything, then you can find that first just little bit of desire to make change. Once you start making changes, the right changes, and you start getting results, you're not going to be like searching for motivation. It's going to start to build. You have to build that momentum, right? If you've got a big boulder in front of you, if you just stare at it and whine at it and say, why isn't this thing moving? It's not going to start moving. You got to start pushing. You got to start recruiting people, and you've got to get the ball rolling, and then it will start to roll, and then it will get easier, right? Okay, and then why are you tired? Well, it sounds like work, busy schedule, trying to fit a lot of things in. Plus, if you're not taking care of yourself and you're not fueling your body appropriately, you're not getting the proper amount of movement each day, those things can also contribute to exhaustion. Also, dehydration, right? So are you making sure, like I committed this morning with my Empowered Fitness Success Squad, that's my client group, I committed with them that I would drink 3 of these today, right? And so that's my commitment for today. I used my group as accountability. They're using the rest of us as accountability, and you've got to get that in because that will make you tired if you're dehydrated. Dehydrated, underfueled, you're not getting enough sleep, you're too stressed out, all these things will contribute to being tired, and if you're not moving, right? If you're not generating energy. So, Patricia Ann, I would say let's schedule a call. I dropped the link for you, and let's go through this. Let's really dig in and figure it out, and then get a plan in place that will help you. For instance, like my 10-minute tone-up. That's a really great fitness program, working with you on some nutrition stuff and really just going over what's going on with your exhaustion and kind of pinpointing which of those red flags you've got going on. I think we can get you going in the right direction, okay? So that would be my suggestion. All right, next is Tammy. Tammy says consistency in her diet, habits, and motivation to exercise are holding her back, so she's inconsistent. Which consistency is extremely important, right? It's It's better to like, if you eat one salad a week, that's not going to get you in the right direction, right? If you eat, pretty well all week long, and keep going over and over, those weeks stack up, right? So we have to be consistent in our habits, and we can't we can't get to a goal and then say, okay, I made it, and then let go of everything that got us there. It has to become a healthier lifestyle that we're committing to, or the right thing, the right plan that we're committing to in order to get results and then keep those results. It's hard to maintain, so you have to keep going. And Tammy asks, can I really keep the weight off? Well, when you find consistency, then you can. And so the key to consistency is that you have a sustainable and enjoyable plan, right? If I told you, okay, you can lose 10 pounds in the next 30 days if you cut out all sugar, all alcohol, all carbs, all fat, right? And all you eat is lettuce every single day for the next 30 days, right? Can you lose weight? Yes. Can you sustain that forever? No, it's going to come right back. Is it going to be consistent? No, you're going to be like every 2 days, you're going to be like, I can't, or every 5 hours, you're going to be like, I can't do this anymore. It's not enjoyable. It's not sustainable, right? So we need to make sure that the habits that we're building are sustainable and enjoyable, which means they have to be balanced. They can't be deprivation based, right? And so it's much easier to be consistent when we enjoy what we're doing, when it brings us happiness, when it gets us excited, right? So for instance, I started a new fitness program on Monday. Was it Monday? Sunday. I started on Sunday when I got home from Italy. I got home Saturday night at 1:30 a.m. And then I woke up on Sunday and I wanted to start. I was so excited to start getting results. And every single day since, I've been waking up at 5:30 a.m. That happens to me every time I start a new workout program, because I've never seen these workouts before. And it makes me really excited to wake up and see what's in store for me next. What do I get to do? It's exciting. They're short. They're 25 minutes. And then I also started a new Netflix series. And so after I finish my little weights workout, I hop on my bike so I can watch TV, right? And that's exciting for me too, because I started, one of those series that's like a cliffhanger at the end of every episode. So I can't wait to get to my bike and watch that. So we need something that brings us, excitement, and that means it's got to change, right? So with regards to consistency in your diet, Tammy, again, it's very hard to be consistent with something that is very restrictive. That's a fad diet. That's not easy to maintain a normal lifestyle. So, for instance, when we got back from Italy, my in-laws were leaving. We got home Saturday at 1:30 or Sunday 1:30 a.m. And then the next day, my in-laws were leaving us. They had been in Florida with us for 3 months. And so we had a big going away dinner. And so we went out to eat. And this Friday, I have a big dinner at my aunt's house, at her clubhouse for 4th of July. And so you could say these are things that would throw me off. But if you have the right plan and you are committed to it, know how to execute it in different situations, that's actually not even a roadblock. I'm excited to go to my aunt's community and figure out at this awesome lunch what fits my plan. That's going to be super exciting for me to eat. For that one, it's shrimp and lobster tail, right? Which is pure protein, no fat. How do I fit things in? What kind of awesome salads are they going to have there that I don't have to prepare? So you can always make it work as long as it's something that's sustainable. You understand, what are the guidelines? How do I make this work? And when we work together and we have accountability and consistent learning and checking in, it does make it a lot easier as well. Okay? So hopefully, Tammy, let's get you on a call with me and we can make a plan for you, okay? Let's see. When I asked Carol about what's going on, what's holding her back from getting results in her health and fitness, she said she wasn't sure, but she thinks maybe it's hormone imbalance, right? And so the way to check that, number one, something I did a couple weeks ago was I went in, you can actually order these online, or maybe go through your practitioner. But I just went onto Quest Diagnostics and ordered a female hormone panel just to get a baseline, just to see if anything was out of the ordinary. Now, the blood work told me that everything's in normal range, which doesn't always mean, you know, that's it, you're fine, nothing to do. It still could mean something. It's good for me to have those numbers, have that baseline, and then we can look at it in the future, or I can talk to my practitioner. I think they also include a call with a doctor once you get the results back from Quest, which is nice, and you can go over those results and you can figure out, do we need some kind of hormone replacement therapy, or are there things also, which yes, there are things that you can do and should be doing in addition to change your lifestyle to help with hormonal imbalances. Now, if you're not sure what's going on with you, I suggest, and I included the link for you here, go ahead and sign up. Everybody's got to do this at least once. It's a 5-day menopause makeover. It's just 5 days. There's 5 little 15-minute lessons. There's 5 little 15-minute workouts. It'll get you consistent. It'll get you going in the right direction. And you will learn about how stress, sleep, nutrition, fitness, and supplementation and hormone replacement therapy can help you to overcome hormonal imbalance and the effects on weight and hormonal symptoms, menopausal symptoms, right? Hot flashes, night sweats, all these things, joints bothering you, gut bloat, weight gain, all these things. You're going to learn in that 5 days so much about what you can do. And included is a hormone harmony assessment and a call with me to go over it. This whole experience is just $5. So if you have not done it, do it. I take 10 people a week. There's just 10 spots a week, so you got to sign up for it. And the link is here. So go ahead and do that. I think, Carol, that's a good place for you to start, many of you. It'll be a really great place for you to start. You can get to know what it sounds like to be coached by me in these lessons. You can get to know what it's like to be coached in my workouts, and you'll get tons of bonus resources, guides, and amazing information that will really take you from where you're at right now to the next level. And again, it's just $5, so everybody should be doing that, okay? That's called the 5-day Menopause Makeover. Let's start there for you, Carol, and then see where it takes us, okay? We've got both Crystal and Donna said that motivation are holding them back. So for Crystal, Donna, and also Meredith, who is next here, the 3 of you and anybody else listening who's struggling with motivation should start by going back to my Monday motivation pep talk from this Monday. Watch that. And then you also just need to start taking action, right? That is going to help you. I've done this so many times and told you that when you identify your goals, right? And you start to understand, what do I want? What do I not want? Do I want to change more than I want to stay the same? Yes. Okay. So that's your motivation. The next thing is you have to take action, right? So that's setting up a call with me. The link is here. Doing my 5-day menopause makeover. The link is here. Continuing to learn, explore, go through this Facebook group, go through all the resources that are in there, the free stuff. Go to jillortizfitness.com/free. There's so much stuff that you can start doing, but you have to start taking action. And when you start taking action, you start getting results. And when you start getting results, you get more motivated to change. And then guess what? You start taking more action, you get more results, and you start changing even more and getting more excited. And so that is so key. So Donna asks, where do I start? Well, I just gave you 2 amazing ways to start. One is booking a free call with me, right? And we can get you excited and get you a plan and get somebody listening to you, right? The way doctors aren't going to. They're not going to give you their time for free. They're not going to really listen. And then number 2 is doing that 5-day menopause makeover. Maybe if you're not ready to talk to me yet, maybe if you just need to start learning and implementing, I think you should do both of those things, but go ahead and start something. That's where you need to start, is taking some action, learning, implementing, tweaking, continuing, consistency, accountability, okay? And so Meredith, she says that motivation, and she needs some nutritious recipes. So she asked the question, what food do I need to have on hand? So I've got so many amazing recipes. I was actually, based on that question that I saw Meredith had asked, I encourage you, number one, like I said, lots of free resources in this Jill Ortiz's Empowered Fitness community for women over 40. If you go to the guides, so at the top of our group, there's a little thing that says guides. And what you'll see in the guides is we have a few guides with some really cool things. One that I did this group, I used to run this group all the time way back when my kids were little. It's called Picky Eater Stressed Out Moms Group. This would be good if you have grandkids or young kids, or if you're a picky eater. It's just really great resources for picky eater moms. Then you have a Clean Eating 101 workshop. This is something I did a long time ago, and it was a 5-day workshop, and it's got all these great, and I wonder if they got rid of my videos at this point. It's possible. But you know what it has is a clean shopping list, and it also has a clean eating on a budget video in there too. So those are some really great things. So all the things we're defining clean eating overview. Where are you at with meal planning overview, food prep, clean eating on a budget. And I think those are all really, really great bits of information to start teaching you about what foods do you need to have on hand and what do you need to do to be successful. Another really great guide in here is my Awesome Salads 101. I used to do a salad group every summer. We have my crock pot meals. So that's if you're somebody who's like lacking time. We've got Thai chicken or pork. We've got Mexican chili lime beef. You could do chicken. You could do anything with that. Seafood chopino, crock pot chicken parmesan, Cuban ropa vieja. Those are all awesome. You should go in there, steal those recipes. And then it looks like all my other videos in there have kind of been, I've got some more stuff about me. I've got some more cool resources in there. So I would start there if you're looking for nutrition information and recipes, okay? Let's see, back in here, we've got Susan. All right, Susan, let's go through this. You wrote a lot, and I love that. Okay, so Susan says laziness, Hashimoto's, and her doctor just telling her to eat less are holding her back. She says, I already eat so little and there's no weight loss. I moved back to a rural setting, so getting back to the gym has changed for me, and I have back pain, which deters me from working out. So, number one, laziness is something that I can't help you with. I don't like laziness, right? So if you want to achieve things in life and do anything that you want to achieve, then you got to be a go-getter, right? And so we have to leave that laziness behind if we want to achieve. Now, one thing that may not be laziness, it may be exhaustion from the Hashimoto's, your doctor telling you to eat less when you don't eat enough already, that's really silly. I wouldn't listen to that. I think one of the big things, I said this yesterday to Rebecca, who did her hormone harmony assessment review call with me, is that sometimes I don't like what doctors say, right? Sometimes what they say doesn't make sense. They're not educated on, a lot of them aren't educated on menopausal women. They're not educated on fitness and nutrition. They're educated on medicine and medical conditions, right? And so one of the most detrimental things for somebody who is under eating and not losing weight is to tell them to eat even less. It doesn't help them at all. So what I was telling Rebecca is that I think the best thing we can do is to empower ourselves with knowledge, with feeling confident that we know what feels right for our bodies, that we know what we need to do. And that way, when we're in with a doctor and they're saying stuff, we can make the decision to listen to what they say and say, oh, okay, all right, yeah, that makes sense. Or be like, all right, I hear you, but I'm gonna kind of keep learning and empowering myself with the knowledge that I believe is better for me, right? And so I think that's really important, that we are learning what we need to do. And that's what I'm here for, is to teach you at this stage of life what works, what doesn't work, okay? So I would not encourage you to eat less. It's not going to help you lose weight. It's going to slow your metabolism, most likely, Susan, at this point. And so maybe we need to eat more protein, and get more exercise in. You know what also is that both Rebecca and I, we were talking about this yesterday, have dealt with back pain. And we both have degenerative disc disease. Mine came from a fall in 2008, so 17 years ago, a ladder fall, very traumatic experience where my L5-S1 disc was damaged permanently, and that caused a lot of back pain for me. And so stopping exercise is one of the worst things for me. Sometimes I will do a yoga week and I'll stop all my other workouts, and all of a sudden my back pain gets worse. And it's like, that's so funny, because I'm stretching more, I'm working on mobility, but it doesn't make my back feel better. When I sit too long, my back hurts. When I stop exercising, my back hurts. So I am always engaging and working on core strength, total body strength, keeping my blood flowing, and that helps me way more than stopping exercise. So I don't think your back pain is deterring you from working out. I think that you've decided not to work out, and that it can actually help you. So I think working on the core is extremely important. You don't need, it doesn't matter what setting. You could be in a deserted island and still get a workout in. I don't let that affect me when I'm here, there, or anywhere. And so you can absolutely do workouts at home. Just set up your own home gym, start building it little by little, and we can absolutely get you to where you need to be. So it sounds like, Susan, we need a solid plan for you, something that we know is going to be the right tools to help you, okay? Let's see, Susan has another question here. She says, what can I do to boost my metabolism to get calories burning again? I know that I need to work out again, but I've lost my spark to work out. Well, let's ignite it, right? Susan, we gotta ignite this. So I would say, let's do that menopausal metabolism, or the Menopausal Makeover, the 5-day Menopause Makeover. And those are 5 little workouts. There's arms, stretch, abs, stretch, glutes, okay? And so those are 5 15-minute workouts. You could use some soup cans if you don't have, set of weights at home. Only one of the workouts, I think only the arm workout, requires some weights. And if you engage your arms properly, you don't even have to use the weights. But if we can do those 5 in a week, in the 5 days, then perhaps that will ignite your spark. And if you know you got to do this, you are absolutely right. Starting that workout plan again. Lifting heavy weights is going to boost the metabolism the most, right? Because when we increase muscle mass in our body needs more calories to feed the muscle to function appropriately. So eat more, exercise more. That's going to increase your energy. You'll be building more energy, okay? That's going to boost your metabolism too. So think about your metabolism also. For those of you who think you're doing yourself right by intermittent fasting and waiting till noon to eat, you're totally wrong. That's good for men. It's not good for women, not good for women over 40. When you wake up, right, let's say your metabolism is a furnace, right? If you never feed your furnace wood or coal or whatever it needs to be burning, is it gonna burn? No. Have you ever seen Survivor when they're building their fire to do the fire making challenge, right? If somebody just sat there and did not put wood on the fire, would the fire grow and burn? No. So do you think you are going to burn calories by not eating, by not fueling your body? No. The sooner you start to fuel your body in the morning, the sooner you're going to wake up your metabolism. The more consistent you are with your food throughout the day, the more it's going to keep burning. So I hope that makes sense. So no more intermittent fasting is not helping you at all. Okay? All right, let's see what Tammy's got to say. She says the reason why she's not getting results is she doesn't know where to start, she doesn't know what to do, and she needs help with nutrition. And so let's start with a call, Tammy. What I do is I teach 5 different frameworks, I call them, for nutrition so that you know what you're doing, right? You don't need me to give you a meal plan. You need me to teach you the framework for the nutrition so that you know how to put things together. You know, whether you're at home or at a restaurant, how you're going to stick to your framework, right? Not your meal plan, but your framework, because our meal plans can change, right? What if we don't want to eat that salad that we planned, right? What else can we eat that would make us happier? So what is the framework? How do we do that? And so I would love to get together with you, Tammy, and have a call about, would we like to do that together? Is that what we need? And in what capacity? Is it something where I can give you the tools and you can learn on your own? Or do you want me to be teaching you? And those are just, different programs, different costs, okay? Cheryl is in the motivation camp. And so Cheryl, go watch the Monday Motivation and then schedule a call with me. We'll get you going. Oh, and Cheryl, I noticed you live in Middletown, Connecticut. My ex-boyfriend from like 20 years ago, his mom, I think it's his mom, owns the Middletown roller rink. I wonder if you've ever been there. Okay, moving along. Let's see, how much time do we have? Oh, we'll take 2 more minutes. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Stacy. Okay, Sherry. Let's go, Sherry. Sherry says time is holding her back. She works long hours. She's exhausted when she gets off of work. I know we have a lot of people like this, right? And I know how hard it is with a really long work day. What about 10 minutes? Before work, after work, can we commit to 10 minutes before we just totally are exhausted for the day? Because it's that important and it will make that much of a difference. And maybe it's that before you leave work, I've done this in the past, before you leave work, you put your gym clothes on so that when you get home, that's 10 minutes. Or I used to work out at the gym at work so that I wasn't even tempted to skip a workout when I got home because I knew I was going to be exhausted. No matter what, you've got to give yourself the time for your exercise daily. It's just part of our, our daily health and fitness, right? We have to be doing that. If we don't have that time, something's wrong, right? We don't have a good balance in our lives, but perhaps we have the time. Perhaps we need to give up other things or ask for help in different areas, but 10 minutes has got to be doable in that 24-hour day, okay? Sherry wants to lose 10 pounds, mostly in the abdominal area. So that's something that, number one, when we start to age, 40s and beyond, we will see a lot of that growth happen in the abdominal area. That is cortisol, belly fat storage, cortisol-driven belly fat storage, maybe in our hips and our butt and our inner thighs. Welcome to aging. And the cool thing is that our body's fat cells actually expand and shrink at the same rate. So although your fat cells may shift, right, they're always going to expand and shrink at the same rate. So you can absolutely work on shrinking that abdominal fat. And guess what? The cool thing is that all the fat's going to also shrink at the same time. So it's pretty neat. So we need to be focused on nutrition and doing the right exercise as well in order to get that burn going, okay? And then Sherry says, menopause is killing me. I've never had a weight problem ever. Now all of my weight is in my stomach and it's not going anywhere. Sherry, 5-day menopause makeover. It's going to be your best friend. You're going to learn so much, and it's going to be that little, what do we call it? A springboard, right? The springboard for all the future results to come. After you finish that, we'll go into something else. We have a menopausal metabolism reboot that I can hook you up with, all kinds of options. And what we want to do is we want to just keep going, right? So I have clients who've been with me for, a month, 3 months, 9 months, 2 years, 3 years, and some who've moved beyond my program and are still doing the work that will get them to where they want to be. They just needed to start building the toolbox of tools in fitness, nutrition, this menopausal knowledge of what's going on now, and we can absolutely get you there. So book a call, use the link I provided and book a call with me and we can make that plan for you, okay? We got 2 more. Justina says accountability is holding her back. coach, community. These are things we need. We need a mechanism for accountability, right? Checking in. I use my clients as my accountability. I use you. I use social media. I use my kids and my husband. I let my goals be known. I even, I went to Italy with some new friends that I made, soccer mom friends that I made on the trip. And as soon as I got home, I said, here's the bikini I bought. I put it on. I sent them pictures. I said, all right, here's my goal. I'm making you guys hold me accountable too. 3 weeks. I want to look much better in this bikini. And so you got to find ways to have accountability. If it's hiring a coach, that will definitely make you accountable. Okay. So that's what I'm here for too. And then Justina says, how do I stay on track? So that's having that mechanism for accountability. Just because it's right in front of me, I'm going to show you this. This is something that my client OC created for me last year, and I asked her to create one for me this year. This is my accountability. This is a coloring page where every day, once I finish my workout, I do my little color coded. Here's my key, whether I've lifted, done my bike, abs, butt, run, walk, golf, or stretched, and I color in the day accordingly. And I don't want to have white space. I want something in every single space of the year. And it's really fun to go back and see all the different things. You could see I had a phase of purple and a phase of green and a phase of blue and red, right? Lifting and abs. And, and then I had a lot of walking in Italy and when we were on our cruise this past month. And what's the yellow? Yellow, I had a lot of stretching, right? And so this for me is accountability to my personal journey for the year, right? And so we also have so many mechanisms in my communities and my coaching squads to stay accountable. But it's extremely important that we have some mechanism of accountability. Who's checking on you, right? How are you tracking it? Who's keeping you accountable, right? Okay. Last question. Megan, she wants to lose weight and tone up, and she says, I need help with fitness and nutrition during menopause. 5-day menopause makeover. It's going to be an amazing basis for so many of you, and it's only $5, right? And there's only 10 spots per week. So you got to sign up for it. You got to go through it. It's going to answer so many questions. And then from there, it's not just a 5-day journey and then you're done. We then take the next steps. And that'll come with you and I having a conversation most likely as to, okay, that's done. What's next? And then we just keep going and adding tools for fitness, nutrition, and more to that toolbox so that we can keep getting better and better, getting closer to our goals, and then setting the bar higher and higher and just feeling really energized, confident, and strong. That is the Jill Ortiz Fitness tagline. All right, so I hope this all helped you today. Thank you for joining. If you have more questions, feel free to ask, and absolutely set up that free game plan call with me, and we will figure out where you're at, where you want to be, what's been holding you back, and what's going to propel you forward to massive success. All right, I'll see you all soon. Bye.